With tax season coming up, why don't you plan on doing a tax day prep that'll last you the whole year? Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here. Well, another drive to work video. I love all of the comments that you guys leave behind, and your comments a lot of times inspire me to do these videos on my way to work, because it's easy to have a talk with you guys while I'm driving over to my gas station to get my cup of coffee in the morning. What I wanted to talk about today is something really that I'm revisiting, something that I've talked about in the past. And I understand that we are challenged. Most of us, if not all of us, are challenged with trying to keep up with the symptom of inflation, meaning the prices of things going up, the cost of living, what it costs us to live every day. It's extremely expensive. I mean, I literally went to Costco yesterday to pick up a couple of things that we needed. I think I got like maybe 5 or 6 items, and they weren't very big items. I got some bacon. I got like, I think it was 4 pounds of bacon or so. And I got a couple other small household items that we needed that I got on my way from work, and it was over $100. And I looked at my basket and I was like, when I saw it ring up, I was like, oh my goodness. Now, yeah, I was keeping track of how much things cost when I bought them and all, but I was still surprised at how much it was. And I understand that not everyone can do that, and that is appreciated. I appreciate the fact that not everyone is able to, you know, spend a lot of money at one time. I would like you guys to chime in the comments so that we can help each other out, so that there are people out there that are living on a very limited income, and what ideas, what recommendations can we give each other within our community that can help us save a few dollars? Because, you know, if you save a few dollars here and you save a few dollars there, it adds up. It really does over time. So one of the things that I was thinking about was this: for people that don't have a lot of debt, right? So let's say you're not debt burdened right now, but you live on a limited income. Well, I know that tax season is upon us, and hopefully most of you will be getting back a decent return. Now, I can only speak as if this is what I would do, because it is what I would do. If I lived on a limited income and I knew that I was going to be getting a tax refund, and I don't have debt, all right, hopefully you don't have debt, I would go ahead and try to stock up everything that I need for the year as far as staples. I'm talking about beyond your preps, right? Your preps are for you to be prepared in case something happens. So for example, let's say that I got my tax refund and I am not in debt and I don't owe anyone money. I don't have any credit card debt or anything like that. What I would do is I would make a list of all of the staple items that I consume, myself and my family included, of course, that we consume in a year's time. And then I would go buy all of those staple items in bulk. And I would not package them for long term, because what I'm doing here is I am planning on consuming those items within a year's time. So let me give you a couple of quick examples. I just went and bought, and you saw this on my last payday prep, I went and I bought 10 pounds of black beans. I bought them because around here where I live, they seem to be short of them almost everywhere I go. So I just got lucky that they had some in the commissary. So I bought 10 pounds. 10 pounds will get me and my family through a year of using black beans, right? We use other types of beans, but 10 pounds of those black beans will last me a year. I'm not going to package those black beans for long term. At the very most, I may put them in a couple of half-gallon mason jars, or in a bottle of juice that I've used up, you know, like apple juice. Actually, that's what I'll do. I just got some apple juice not too long ago, and the bottle, I kept it and washed it, and it's drying out right now. So I'll probably just end up putting those beans in there. Same thing with pinto beans. That 20-pound bag of pinto beans that I bought. I didn't show that in my payday prep because my wife ended up getting that the day after I did my payday prep. So she ended up getting that 25-pound bag of beans. And those beans, I'm not going to put those up for long-term storage. All right, same thing with rice. I have about a 50-pound bag of rice right now that I've got set aside. That is going to be the bag of rice that I use for everyday use. And I'm not going to put that away for long-term storage. So there you go. We've got our beans and rice taken care of for a whole year right now. And that's apart from my preps. Take a look at what you consume within a year and try to use your tax refund to buy as much as you can of those things that you consume in a year, so that you know that you have a stock. And that is going to give you a lot of flexibility throughout the year. Number one, you're going to end up buying these things in bulk, and you will end up saving money. Number two, you know you're going to have it already. And then number three, you're only going to have to buy those things throughout the year that are like maybe, you know, vegetables, fruits, you know, things that really can't last you a year in the fridge, you know, like eggs, milk, things like that. But even like potato flakes, you can get enough potato flakes to last you a year. You can get all of your spices for a year. So when you get your tax refund, if, like I said, if you don't have any debt, if I got a tax refund, and I don't even know if I'm getting a tax refund this year, to tell you the truth, but myself, if I get a tax refund, and let's say I owe $5,000 or $2,000 or whatever it may be on a credit card or on a bill, I would pay that off immediately. That's what I would do. I would pay it off and try to be as debt-free as possible, all right? And then I would go ahead and use the rest of those monies that I have left over to try to stock up as much as I can for a year of the things that I use on an everyday basis. And I'm talking about everything you use. Toothpaste, get a few toothbrushes, you know, do a payday prep, but for the whole year. And then what that'll do is throughout the rest of the year, that'll give you enough flexibility with your disposable income that you have left over to do some preps or to have a little stash of emergency money, you know. And that's another good idea to do. Maybe put away a few $100s for an emergency cash fund, and make sure that you don't use it unless it's a real emergency throughout the year. And then there's a whole bunch of other things that you can do. It doesn't matter what your age is, ladies and gentlemen. I've talked about this before, but I've always said that everyone has one thing that they can do and that they can do well. Be it that awesome banana bread that your grandmother taught you how to make, that you can make and put up on Craigslist and say, hey, listen, I'm making 3 banana breads this Saturday, first come, first serve. And then put in small letters, the best banana bread you'll ever have, or something like that. All right, every one of us can do something pretty well, all right? So find that one thing that you can do and that you can do well and advertise it. And just putting this out there, ladies and gentlemen, here in Alaska, we can do that. We can make food at home and actually sell it in the public without needing to have a license. So make sure that if you do try to do something like that, make sure that it's allowed in your area, all right? Because you don't want to try to do something to make a few dollars and then end up having to pay a fine that's going to cost you 10 times more than what you were going to make. So there's a lot of things that you can do to make a few extra dollars and to save a few extra dollars. Get online and get on Google or something and type in how to save money. And then you'll get a list of 100 things at least telling you how you can save money. I mean, these are things that we probably already done, like change your light bulbs out to LEDs, lower your thermostat by 1 degree, you know, only go to the grocery store when you have to. Don't make several trips because that's going to cost you gas money. And also the more trips you make, more than likely the more things you get that you really don't need. Make a list before you go to the grocery store. Don't go to the grocery store hungry. Whole bunch of things that you can do to save a few dollars, and there's a whole bunch of things that you can do to make a few dollars at home, no matter how old you are, right? If you have a talent, start a YouTube channel. All right, I've seen a YouTube channel here a while back. It was a lady, and I think the name of the YouTube channel was Living on Social Security or something like that, and she had a whole bunch of subscribers. Okay, and she had a following of like-minded people that wanted to see how she lived on Social Security, and she has a little YouTube channel. And even if you make $100 a month, just imagine what impact $100 a month would have on you, right? So ladies and gentlemen, the main point is don't give up. Use what you have wisely and don't give up. Because once you give up and say, I only get this much every month, and pretty much that's all I can afford. Well, if you really want to do something, you will find ways to do it instead of talking yourself out of doing it because of the challenges that may be ahead of you. No one is too old in life to do something meaningful that would provide value to someone else. Meaning that you're not too old in life to do something where someone will pay you for what you're doing, no matter what it is. I always say everyone has something that they're really good at. All right, just find that something that you're good at and share it with the world, or share it with your community. And as your community benefits from that talent that you have, you will benefit as well. Don't be afraid to try, because if you're afraid to try, you've already failed. You have to try, ladies and gentlemen. No one is too old and no one is too young, all right, to find something that they're good at and pretty much bless their community with their talent. So I'm getting up to my gas station here, ladies and gentlemen. I just thought I'd have that quick talk with you today, because I do see a lot of comments, and I do empathize. I do empathize with a lot of people, because it's true. Things are getting tougher. You know, things are getting more expensive. Incomes are not keeping up with the rate of inflation in the real economy. Not as it is stated by the CPI index, or in other words, by the government's numbers. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so hey, listen, I hope you guys are having a great day today. Thank you very much for joining in today. Hey, listen, also, I want to do a channel shout out. And that's going to be to New York Prepper, NY Prepper. All right, all one word. For those of you that want to follow what's going on with the coronavirus, he seems to be pretty up to date with it, and he puts up a couple of videos a day, keeping everyone up to date on what's going on. And so I tune into him a couple of times a day, or every time he puts up a video, and he seems to be doing a pretty good job at it. So if you guys want to keep up with the coronavirus, I'm not going to be doing a video every day or every other day about the coronavirus, because there are so many channels out there that already do that, ladies and gentlemen. All right, but I can direct you where to go, where I think they're doing a pretty good job. I know that Mr. Tom's been keeping up with the coronavirus pretty well, but if you want to get a different perspective and a different look and support another prepper that's in New York, go ahead and support New York Prepper, and go ahead and take a look at some of his channels. As far as I'm concerned, he's been doing a pretty decent job at covering what's going on with that. Having said that, thank you very much again for joining in. Remember to be good to each other. When good people do good things happen. Remember to reach one, teach one, and repeat. If we all did this, the world would be a better place. And you know that it will be a better place. Many blessings to all of you and your families. This is Alaska Prepper, and I'm out.